The future is in our hands if we make it what we will. I'll be right back to share some quotes, some poetry. Feed your midlife heart and soul this morning. Good, glorious morning, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to be with you on this new morning. It's April 4th, 4/4/2/4, and it's Thursday. April is unfolding. I'm considering this my new year. I just decided. It's also National Poetry Month. Why not take advantage? I say that inspiration is like bathing. If we don't do it daily, things begin to stink. So why not step into a new space, unexpectedly discover authentic inspiration? Isn't there enough artificial things in the world? Artificial food, artificial intelligence, artificial this. Let's see if we can inspire something authentic within ourselves this morning. Say yes. Type in yes. Type in authentic. Type in the comments wherever you're getting this, whenever you're getting this, authentic, authenticity. We got Alan checking in on TikTok. I always say if I wake up in the morning, it's always a good day. Isn't that a great philosophy? Alan, thanks for sharing that. I'm going to give you some applause on that one. All right, the quote. So I'm going to share with you today. This is for everybody, but midlife. You might think it's over. You might be in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. You think it's over. I want to share with you. I'm going to go back in time. This is old school today. I got the hat on. There's a woman by the name of Laura Ingalls Wilder. So what I'm going to share with you today, I got some quotes for you. I got some poems for you that are going to inspire you. Take advantage of it. Type in yes if you want to be inspired. Laura Ingalls Wilder. Have you ever heard of Little House on the Prairie? The show Little House on the Prairie? Well, Laura Ingalls Wilder was the person who wrote that. She was born in 1867. She died on February 10th in 1957. But what I want to point out, she didn't get into her writing career till she was well into her 40s. And she didn't break out until she was 65 as a writer. 65. So this is a great testimony to staying with your course, even when you seem and feel lost and confused. So I'm going to share a couple quotes from her. And I have a poem. I wrote my first Ian 2, it's called. Forgive me on the pronunciation, but it's an African-American rhythmic syllable. It follows a pattern, if you will. I'll share that pattern with you here on National Poetry Month. And I'm going to share the very first Ian 2 I wrote. And I really like it. I think it's going to lift up your soul this morning, feed your heart and soul. So let me share some quotes from Laura. I really like these. Yeah, it says here, let me just give you a little bit of commentary about Laura. Laura, a Midwestern farm woman who published her first novel at age 65. Alan, thank you. Positivity is always the best way to look at life, especially through hard times. Laura is one of those persons. If you read her early childhood, living on a farm in Wyoming, it moved to, they thought they had secured new land. They were sold, but it wasn't their land. It actually belonged to the Indians. They had to leave and go back to Wyoming. But she published her first novel at 65, transformed her frontier childhood into the best-selling Little House series. Wilder's stories emphasized real life and celebrated stoicism and hard work. They continue to entertain and resonate with millions of readers today. Read through of so here's some of her quotes, and we'll get to the poetry as well. So we got it all this morning. We got poetry, we got quotes, we got it all. Let me just see if anybody's commenting. All right, we got our live stream going on YouTube. Welcome our YouTube audience. So let's get into these quotes right away. I know some of you are busy. Let's get into it. The real things haven't changed. It is still best to be honest and truthful, to make the most of what we have, to be happy with simple pleasures, and have courage when all things go wrong. That quote really sums it up. And I love this. I talked about authenticity. The real things haven't changed. You know what's real. Nobody needs to tell you. You know what's real. And you know what else? Honest and truthful. Make the most of what you have. Stewardship. I wrote this down this morning. You want to grab this. Stewardship is the fruit of deep appreciation. If I appreciate, I value more. But so it is with polarity. Appreciation usually comes from hardship and what we neglected and we lost. And then we appreciate. So when we go into the next situation, we have a different perspective. And let me give you a couple more and then we'll get to the poems. Some old-fashioned things like fresh air and sunshine are hard to beat. Listen to this. In our mad rush for progress and modern improvements, let's be sure we take along with us the old-fashioned things worthwhile. Aren't they really good quotes there for you this morning? So let me, hey, Mandy, good morning. Good morning. We have Mandy Robinson on here. Deep appreciation adds to our internal values. Deep appreciation. Are you feeling that this morning? What are you feeling this morning? Are you feeling this morning? Or have you become comfortably numb, like the song from Pink Floyd says? I got more. This is my first Ian2. Forgive my pronunciation. This is an African-American form of poetry. And I'll read the poem and then I think I have it queued up here. Yeah, I'll explain to you how it works. It's National Poetry Month. O love, light from divine, my heart and soul refreshed, now aligned to purpose on high. Rebirth from the unseen, I changed. World changes, dreams rise. That's an Ian2, and how that works is it goes in lines, two syllables, 4 syllables, 6 syllables, 8 syllables, and then it goes back down again, 6, 4, 2. So it's almost like a bell curve. 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2. You get it. So that's a poem that I wrote. But let me also share with you. I have some really good quotes from Ralph Waldo Emerson that I want to share with you as well. And then we'll finish up with a Rumi poem that I had to share. These are a couple quotes. I got this book. And by the way, I forgot here. We got morning coffee Morning coffee. I got there. I forget the get free, stay present, move forward mug. You have a mug that you insist your coffee or tea tastes better in. I know you do. Don't lie. Don't try to hide it. Okay, let me share with you this book here. It's a book of quotations by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I purchased this book on location at the home of Ralph Waldo Emerson. I was in the home. I walked through his library, his books, the books that he had thumbed through, still on the shelf. You can't, probably some of them, you can't even take them off the shelf because the paper literally might break apart. The books are so old. You're talking, mid 19th century. But he was famous for self-reliance, amongst many essays, some very pioneering way of thinking at the time. A heavy focus on taking self-responsibility, which is relevant today, and a heavy focus on nature. But let's just grab a couple of these quotes. I like these first two. To finish the moment, to find the journey's end in every step of the road, to live the greatest number of good hours is wisdom. Think about that. To finish the moment, to find the journey's end in every step of the road, to live the greatest number of good hours is wisdom. This is a great quote about being present. Are we just ripping through the day? Are you just ripping through the day trying to get to the next moment? Or are you finishing the moment so you fill up the hours? To live the greatest number of good hours is wisdom. So we got some comments. Mandy's got some comments coming in on YouTube. We have to be happy with what we have now before more is given. Isn't that the paradox of the human condition? I like this next quote. This is going to hit you a little bit. The wise through excess of wisdom is made a fool. The wise through excess of wisdom is made a fool. I think this first quote and second quote go together. I'll tell you why. If I'm in the moment, if I'm seeking to finish the moment, I'm not just out trying to get more, get more, get more. You see, everything we are doing is an energy. Right now, the energy that you're emitting is creating your experience. For example, if my success is in the future, that is an energy. It's an energy that I am not successful now, and I need to get to a future moment to be successful. The future moment that you perceive as success is simply the fruit of now. There is no future success. Your success is now. The future is the fruit. The tree starts as a seed. It taps the roots. It breaks through the soil. It grows. And then it bears the fruit. The human experience is that we just want the fruit without the roots and the tree. But the roots the seed, the roots, and the tree. That's the success. And the fruit is like the moment that you realize the two are interconnected. Is this making sense? Let me grab some shares. Let's see. Finish the moment and stop procrastinating. Be in and achieve each precious moment. Thank you, Mandy. That is beautiful. Oh, the wise through excess is made a fool. Yeah. And this is really that quote right here, the wise through excess of wisdom is made a fool, is very relevant today because we live in a world that is obsessed with more. And everything is an energy. So even on like the social media channels, more, and we've been conditioned. Scroll, 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 more, and then that's just an energy. So we're in this perpetual state, and what we don't realize it. We think we're getting somewhere, but we're on the treadmill. We're not getting anywhere because we haven't stopped and anchored ourselves firmly in this moment, like the seed that begins to tap the roots. The years teach much which the days never know. That's a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote. I'm going to shift gears and finish out with a Rumi poem. And I'm grateful for you today. Thank you for being on here today. This is evolving. This show is going to evolve. I'm committed. I've changed some things around. My journey unfolds, but I'm committed to create a space first and foremost, an environment to feed your heart and soul, your heart and soul. And because I believe you already have everything in you, but if you are externally focused, the seed lays dormant. So what this is to begin to feed and nurture the seeds in you so that they awaken, they tap down into the root of your being, and then the external world gets to see the branches, the leaves, and ultimately the fruit. And the fruit, in my opinion, the fruit is what serves the world. The fruit is you offering the fruit to the world. Now, they will not always take it, but you can offer it. All right, let's get to this Rumi poem, and then we're going to wrap it up. I've really enjoyed this session today. Special thanks to Mandy Robinson for joining from Canada and sharing some quotes in here. Let's get to this Rumi poem because this really kind of sums it up. I really like where this is going. This one's profound, and just so I'm respecting the author here, this is A Year with Rumi by Coleman Barks, who is really credited for making Rumi popular in the West here. So he broke this down into a daily read. It's been my major focus this year. April 4th, already under. This is called Already Under. Late by myself, in the boat of myself. No light, no land anywhere. Cloud cover thick. I try to stay just above the surface, yet I am already under and living within the ocean. I'll read it one more time because it's pretty deep and profound. Late by myself, in the boat of myself, no light and no land anywhere. Cloud cover thick. I try to stay just above the surface, yet I am already under and living within the ocean. Now, this poem is laced with paradox. It's deep, like the ocean. Mandy, have a blessed, beautiful day. You too, keep shining bright. The warm weather's coming. This poem that I just shared, I'm going to read it one more time. We have some people coming on late here on TikTok. Late by myself, in the boat of myself, no light, no land anywhere, cloud cover thick. I try to stay just above the surface, yet I'm already under and living within the ocean. So this poem is about, it's a paradox. We try so hard, we fight, we resist, we're living in survival mode. We live in survival mode and we wonder, where does it end? And what this is saying is sometimes we can be isolated by ourselves and we don't see light or land anywhere. We don't see answers. We're feeling confused and lost. And then he says, I try to stay above the surface, yet I'm already under and living within the ocean. So for me, this is my own interpretation of this poem by Rumi, is that it's this beautiful relinquish. It's this beautiful submitting. And it's this beautiful trust. Trusting with maybe without knowing that you're trusting. It's laced with all different paradoxes in this. You're not going to make complete heads or tails of this poem, but maybe there's another quote that I had sketched out. When you quit the battle, you win the war. When you quit the battle, you win the war. And sometimes we're fighting and we're like trying to chop a tree down with a bat. We don't understand. We're slugging away, but if we just quit the battle and we just give ourselves time to reset, integrate with all that is, and when we do that, some new fruit will begin to bear. So I want to say thank you for being here today. My name is Austin James Haynes. I went from a 19-year corporate employee turned poet. This is Meet Me in the Morning Coffee and a Poem. It's National Poetry Month, if you didn't know. And this is the Get Free, Stay Present, Move Forward mug. And I appreciate you. God bless everyone. Have a great day. I'm going to leave TikTok open. I'm going to end the live stream on YouTube, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.